And welcome back to the American Super Touring Championship. We know what to expect, but perhaps you don't. This is going to be another 20-plus minute race. The results of the first race determine the grid, but the top 10 are swapped around entirely. So that means Elliot Mayfield finished 10th. He is on pole. Ryan Campbell finished 9th. He is second. And so on and so forth until you see the race winner, Sophia Schneider, starting P10. So as you see it on the grid now, dare I say it is a day-glow sandwich. You got the Fords first and third. You got Campbell's, Menard's coloured. You can't miss it. We didn't miss it in race one. We're not going to miss it in this race. What you might have to keep an eye out for then are the two BMWs and perhaps the Alpha in 11th having a massive start like they do in the World Championship races. A decent break. We've seen some of the classic Can-Ams and single-seaters going around here. Formula 1, IndyCar, Formula 5000s. It's been a great event, and it's the second time they've done modern races. It's been a sort of revival venue lately. And just like one of the French venues for the Euros, they saw that and copied, and it's working. I think it's going to be a long-term event there. Alongside me, Michael Swinnerton was enjoying that view as well of the classics around here.
Yeah, absolutely. This track is proving to work for modern cars with their slick tyres and their downforce. So I look forward to seeing more stuff happening around here.
I'm looking forward to the lights going out around Highway 1 Grand Valley. Off they go then. There's the Alpha in 6th place at the start. Already up to 4th then, Helio De Ferran. Potentially up to 3rd then.
Yeah, they all file into turn 1, 2 wide. It looks like it's going to be a Ford 1-2, but Campbell is desperate to try and break that up still with his Golf, but Wickens slots in front of him.
And that works Alpha then. Definitely up to 4th, but Leah Eversley wants to voice her opinion about it. As is Newgarden in the other Ohio Honda. Here's your two BMWs and a decent start.
Newgarden and Schneider in the two Beamers. And an okay start. They've got a couple of positions here and there. Once again, Estre is being a thorn in their side.
This is a bit more of a traffic jam than it was for race 1, obvious reasons. Bortolotti then 10th. Montoya in the other Alpha, works Alpha. Trying to make headway as well.
Yeah, we didn't see much of the two privateer BMWs of Enzo Bortolotti and Scott Hume, but they're definitely there. They finished the race, I think, in the points. Now Bortolotti's got himself up to 10th. So
Tagliani was 9th at the grid, down to 12th. Those two crossover masters then closer together. It's only a bit in the sun.
Suarez can now see his teammate. And that's not necessarily a good thing, considering they are 12th and 14th right now.
The shadows in a different direction to the ones they were in race 1 later in the afternoon than before. Mayfield and Wickens are your two at the front then. Ford very happy.
Yeah, this is what they want to see. This is what I was theorising, is they're going to match what BMW were able to do in race 1. Meanwhile, race for 4th.
Eversley and De Ferran side by side then over the hill into turn 1.
Eversley with the Ohio Motorsports Civic, which they bought both the Team Tamiya Civics and have now repurposed them for use out here.
And dare I say, doing a slightly better job than them. Not more than slightly as well.
Yeah, 5th place currently. It's very good going.
Extra with almost a glimpse of trying to get past one of the BMWs, nearly losing it to the second one.
Got to hang tough around the outside. There goes Schneider. So Estre is trying to find his way past. is unable to yet, and he needs to be careful because there's Bortolotti right there, looking very racy.
And another BMW.
And another BMW.
Scraped the wall through the double right there.
Yeah, he'll have to be careful he doesn't give himself a puncture doing that. Now it looks like Estre is going to be on the defensive here from Bortolotti, but this is, as we saw last race, this is the part of the track where Estre shines. In theory, he'll do that again. Gets a good run out of that corner while Bortolotti has a slide. So there goes that overtaking opportunity. Everybody single file.
Finding this to be a bit more balanced between the front and rear wheel drive cars in this championship, but still early days compared to the worlds where we regularly see BMW and Alpha almost dominating the scene.
Yeah, I mean, all it's going to take is for someone to seriously work out a setup and click with the car, and off they'll go.
Still a steady stream.
As we see now, the two Fords have got a big lead already over Campbell's Golf. But Campbell is looking somewhat comfortable in third. I mean, De Ferran is there, but he's not within striking distance yet, and I think De Ferran is more concerned with Eversley behind him.
Campbell's not exactly holding the rest of the field up. Ford have got something right for this particular race, at least. There you go.
Yeah,
as you see them through the happen.
It certainly looks like they got the right setup. They just couldn't utilise it properly with the traffic in race one. Now they've got clear track. Watch them go.
Three M's still at the back of the pack then, and Hume in the Turner Motorsport BMW.
Trying not to be last. Racing Martin Hobbs here for the wooden spoon.
Martin Hobbs perhaps then finding it hard to come to terms being a V8 runner last season.
Yes, he stayed with the same manufacturer. He's just swapped everything else out in terms of drivetrain and engine and shape and performance. Good formation flying by Ford at the front.
Detroit will be happy with that sight very much indeed. Campbell then still third, but not being a cork in the bottle. Certainly not with that sort of gap between him and De Ferran. Eversley still fifth, with Tuero in the Volvo sixth.
Bortolotti's got himself past Estre somehow.
And that's
missed
three
that.
BMWs in a row then.
Yeah, Bortolotti looking to be a bit of an upset and try and overtake a Works BM. There he goes. He's going to try it. Is that a 2-for-1 deal? Nearly.
Ooh, and this is what second season experience does then. Having gotten used to that car last time by, knows exactly what to expect when dealing with a heavy hitter in the worlds in Schneider, fending off the German race winner in the worlds, of course, and there's the message to Bortolotti right there.
Yeah, a little love tap into the hairpin. But Bortolotti still holding strong. Estre going around the outside, so Schneider now that she's in traffic is struggling a little bit. She had race one to learn the track, but that doesn't necessarily mean you learn the racecraft around that track.
And with this particular sequence of turns, it's not the most flowing. That particular section, I wouldn't say, is the most flowing.
No, that's definitely the
rest of it.
twisty technical bit. Back across the bridge they go for the fourth time.
Some of these drone shots they've got here are magnificent. Ford still 1-2, decent flow of traffic behind. sights and sounds of a Super Touring Championship in action around Highway 1.
The battle is definitely between these three right now. Everyone else with a bit of breathing room to each other. Bortolotti looks like he's going to try and get the second Works BM.
Not if ASTC can do anything about it, though.
Going for it? Oh god, are you guys going to go three
Have
wide?
we got a 3 wide?
Not quite, but Estre has a big head of steam going down the front straight. He's got a 2-for-1 off the deal.
2-for-1.
2 BMWs in one straight, already on the back of Tuero's Volvo. Where was this performance in race 1?
Less to slipstream with when you're in second and third.
Well, yes.
Fourth, perhaps.
Yeah, Estre using more of the road through the S's section.
Perhaps a bit more confidence after doing so well in race 1. A bit more track knowledge in that last sort of 2.5 hours of being at the circuit. But there's Newgarden now ahead again.
Yeah. Using the superior braking power of the BMW to stick his nose inside and then hug a tight line. Avoid the wall. Well, here comes Schneider. Coming back on Bortolotti now by the looks of things. She had a slight look. Might have messed with her exit there. Everyone just sort of tripping over each other and swapping places a lot. And Estre is going to be sick of the sight of BMW M4s after this race, after this weekend.
Bortolotti then having their tussle. Oh,
yep,
it's
too
still
wide
on.
through the tunnel. We're not going to stay too wide through the chicane though. Tries to do a crossover, but Bortolotti covers that one off.
Not the most well choreographed battle.
No, it's allowed Tagliani to catch up now. Is he going to be able to make anything of the start-finish straight? That's not really the best exit out the tunnel.
Too much curb there.
Had to lift a little bit. You heard it in the revs of the Mazda.
Powers down though. Gaining on Schneider. Braking area for turn 1 perhaps.
Potentially gets closer, but yeah, I mean, it shows the Mazda's got a very good straight line speed, but not necessarily as amazing as the BM on its brakes.
We're halfway through. That felt a bit more entertaining than the start of race 1. Mayfield with the fastest lap and with good reason. Clear circuit ahead, and that I think is insurmountable for the rest of the pack then. DeFerrin closing in on Campbell.
Yeah, he had a slight look at the Golf into the hairpin but backed out of it, so I wonder if Campbell was starting to fade. Now we're a few laps in and some miles have been covered.
So whilst we're seeing 2 Fords in front, appreciate this, you'll see 6 different types of car. You're seeing 5 makes perhaps, but you're seeing 6 different makes or types of car between Campbell's Golf, Ferrand's Alpha, the Honda there, the Volvo rather, the Mazda 3 and the BMW M4.
Yeah, good spread of manufacturers in the top 10, even if they're not all full manufacturer efforts.
Just like Japan, these privateer outfits do have the gumption, the clout to actually compete with the front runners.
I mean, it's something we've seen in every race series, but yes, here in Japan are definitely the more prominent, which does stand to reason as they are the 2 national series as opposed to the other 2 international series. Elio de Ferran had a look at Campbell last lap, but Campbell's managed to get away a little bit now. And de Ferran just sort of by himself, because Eversley's backed off a bit. I don't know if that's by design or otherwise. And there goes Estre with a dive. Newgarden has given him the space. I don't know if he's going to be able to make that one stick, though. It's covered off. can't help but feel that Estre might be the quicker car out of the two currently.
Perhaps another dive bomb into the hairpin.
Maybe that was by design, because Newgarden now has got a bit of a gap to Estre. Might be able to take Tuero if the Volvo isn't careful.
They just getting very careful with that Volvo throughout race one.
Yes. No real dramatics, he was just sort of there, ran a quiet race and got a top 10 finish, which is, if you can string a load of those together, that is how you win championships. He is the reigning privateer champion for a reason here.
With the likes of Campbell, though, retaining that number 21 for season 3, because that's what's going to happen with the privateers, they'll retain the number 21 for the following year. No number 1 this year, because that would have been the V8 champion, and of course they are in a different championship now.
Meanwhile, not sure what happened over that lap, but look at this. Campbell has caught the two Fords and brought everybody with him.
Well then.
So that formation finish might not be on the cards after all. That was a huge gap that has suddenly disappeared, so I'm not entirely sure what happened that lap.
This might come back to tyres. We didn't mention it in the media day or the first race. Goodyear are supplying the entire run. Is this Ford's gamble to try and power through the start and is now experiencing the burnout? And they'll have to sort of fend off some entertainment in the last 4 laps then.
Or it could have been that Wickens just started getting a bit racy and they've started squabbling with each other and made the gap disappear. Let's hope that's not the case.
Deferrant and Eversley were side by side.
Yep, Deferrant, I think he's got the move done. Or defended the move, rather, because he was already in 4th. But Eversley's still there. Not quite. She has to brake.
And here comes Tuero.
Can Tuero do anything with the momentum around the outside? Not really. That's a very difficult place to overtake. Everyone backs up into each other. It gives the Ford some breathing room at the front there, but Campbell is not letting it go. Now he can see the cars again. This team have managed to really extract a lot of performance out of this Golf, with Montoya running that car last year. Got a class win at Willow Springs with it, surprising pretty much everybody. So, where a lot of other people have struggled with this car, this team have found something within it, and Campbell is now able to prove it as well. Good run in race 1 and an even better run in race 2. With the laps winding down, he could find himself on the podium in only his 2nd ever start.
Laps winding down. There'll be 3 to go across the line, and the sun is actually beginning to set as well.
We are at the end of the day here. The whole field relatively close to one another this time. There's no stragglers. No one half a lap behind. And 19 cars, one big snake on the mini-map there.
And that Ford laps might have just been a blip.
Yeah, they are starting to pull away again.
The rest of the front runners starting to fall back and spread apart again. Mind you, Newgarden, is that Schneider and Estre?
That is Schneider and Estre, yep. So Estre once again
then,
having to fight a BM. She goes right around the outside of him. That was very well done. Bortolotti had a look about following through there, but thinks better of it. So Estre definitely in 9th for now. But he's proven to be very racy so far this weekend, so it won't surprise me if he tries something again before the race is done.
Tagliani also beginning to gain ground after a poor start in race 2.
Yeah, there he goes.
Mind
Has
you.
a look on the inside of Bortolotti. Bortolotti covers it off. Not this time. However, if Tagliani can really get this next set of corners right, he could end up getting a big run down the start-finish straight and out-drag the BM in front of him.
Montoya's Alpha and the Ohio Honda of Jourdain Jr. still close.
Yeah, if this all goes wrong, those two can pounce.
Here's your on board.
There's a quick blip there. Does he lift for the last corner? Very slightly.
Flat.
No, the two in front are far too far away now to try anything, even with that extra overspeed he might have. So, back to everybody holding station, despite Estre's best efforts. Trying to get past Schneider, tries to get a better run out of the hairpin. Doesn't manage it.
Just another 2 to go then. The sweepers before the lookout point hairpin.
Through that nice and tidy. No dramatics there this time by. There goes Estre again. He gets a better run through that part of the corner. Can't quite do anything about it because the next couple of corners just aren't really overtaking zones. Bortolotti slapped the wall this time.
And that's pure concrete as well. I wonder if that's... It seems like a poor exit there. But then again, it's not done any permanent damage to the rear axle of that BMW.
Well, hopefully he hasn't bent the steering rack or anything doing that, although it's the last race of the day. You just have to manage it for one lap and then that'll be that. Not that that should be any encouragement to drive into a wall, mind you. Estre again, very close at the back of Schneider's BM. Definitely has that part of the lap down and he can be quick through there. He just needs to not be a car in his way, it seems. Let's see what he does through the last corner.
Momentum gained on Schneider there.
And there's the slide.
Had to lift.
Never mind. Here comes Bortolotti.
Momentum definitely in favour of Bortolotti. That Mazda's got some decent grunt to it.
Yeah. All three Mazdas have got a lot of straight line speed.
Braking area, mind.
Yeah, Bortolotti's got the preferred line. Bortolotti's going to stick the deal. There it goes. So Estre, who potentially had a good overtaking opportunity, has lost a spot because of a slight dab of oversteer.
1 to go then. Oh, Tagliani got close.
Not quite close enough this time. I don't know if he'll have any other opportunities to try and nick 10th place off of Estre. Oh, Bortolotti again in the wall. I did say it was no encouragement, but he didn't listen to that apparently.
And still the car's in one piece.
Yeah, not under fire from Estre, which is surprising. It seems like Estre will take any opportunity he can. Make something happen. Will he be able to send it on Bortolotti going into the tunnel here?
So that looks like crisis averted for Bortolotti, then just these final turns to go. Meanwhile, Ford, demon start, 1-2 by turn 1, and 1-2 by the final turn, by the looks of it. As we still focus on this crocodile, they're still almost in one piece as well. No stragglers here. And in his second Super Touring season, just in a different breed of car, crossed the line for his first win this season. Wickens then, one of his better days in a Super Touring race too. second place. Ford and Detroit very happy with that outcome, no doubt. And some of the other cars that we've, especially the privateer car of Field Gun Racing, which you hadn't seen all race, finally got a look in at the end there, by not finishing last at least. And as the sun sets, not so much of a ceremony or a ceremonial start there, but did it need one? We're underway in America and the Super Touring Season 2 coverage right here on this channel. A calm but entertaining day of racing there, Svenny.
Yeah, that's a good way of summing it up. There was some good battles there. I think Loic Estre certainly gets driver of the day, or most entertaining driver of the day. And yeah, I mean, obviously, it's way too early to start thinking about championship, but people are going to start thinking about championship even here in round one. And Ford and BMW have made some very early claims on it. So we'll have to see if they can keep it up or whether Mazda and Alfa Romeo have got something to say about that.
So as far as claiming any stakes, it is a tie for first place in the points. Not much to say really. You know, it's the first race of the season. Well, first two races of the season, and with the amount of points they both got, Schneider and Mayfield share the spoils. So that means they're also tied on tiebreakers as well. Their best places are exactly the same. I suppose it does come down to qualifying then, that Schneider is ahead rather than any alphabetical order. S comes after M, I suppose, in the drivers. As for the constructors then, Ford actually do have a 4-point advantage on the M Performance Motorsports BMW, with the other two drivers then not being as competitive. The Independent Championship, I suppose this is your seat or drive or owner points, I suppose. Ohio Motorsports currently leading that with a close barn burner race in 5 points behind there. So we're gonna take a nap just like those seals are, and digest what we can ahead of the next round, which is going to be at another California-based venue and another traditional layout, Willow Springs. We'll see you there. On behalf of Michael Swinnett, then, Adrian Michael Rees here, signing off. Good racing, everyone.